says it's going. We'll see if that's correct in any way, shape, or form. There it goes. Yay! All right. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry, I think my OBS just like died. I had to reboot, and then when I tried to reboot, it's like I'm not gonna launch another one. When we launch another one, so I had to go through the whole Control Delete. Discover that there was, for some reason, about 25 Streamlabs open. I had to individually close all of them, and now we're back. There we go. All right. Woo! We weathered that storm, monkey. It's a dead dog. Whoops, dead dog up there. There we go. Okay. Sorry, there were 300 of you here hanging out, and now we're at 15. So, oops. So that means I lost all your other questions. If you have questions, throw them at me because they're currently gone. Whenever Mayo got to be first, fantastic. Miss Missy, are you feeling better? You're saying the other day that you were still battling COVID, so hopefully you're feeling better. Made it grumpy. Daniel Oji, new urban legend, never day, oat milk man, where your stream dies. All right. Thanks, Comcast. Thoughts on the State of the Union? I didn't get to watch the State of the Union yesterday. I got clips of it. What I do find amazing, which, I am not a Mitt Romney fan, but he apparently tore into George Santos. He was like, show some respect. Get the hell out of here. You should be sitting in the back ashamed of yourself. And I thought that was, like, at least stood for something on that one. Bono was there. Bono's always at the State of the Union for some reason. He's been to like 5 of them. He sits there and he's like, yeah, I'm Bono. What's up? He must be really into State of the Union. Collecting them all, I guess. I don't know. All right. Bex rehash Kova's new filing. I'm late. Need cliff notes. Roza basically said, hey, they lied in their filing. This sticker has not been deleted. They can be sued because they have 2 roles. One is as a regulator, the other as a market participant. And we've got to see if these 2 things conflicted. And it was pretty straightforward. I think it kind of hit it home really hard. So it was good. That's short, sweet, to the point. Pointed out how the court has ruled in these cases that they should have to show their accounting anyway to decide if this is an instance where it can be dismissed or not. And it can't be dismissed simply because she was able to show she was injured, and they haven't been able to show that she isn't injured. So it's a good, quick, to the point filing. It's a good job. Herman Hartner, trusting in CEO Block, MMTLP, CRTD, GTII, spearing the fight against naked shorts. Roza and Wes, this share intel will help a lot also. Let's get that discovery, or let's trade in for a free-for-all. I'm going to try and get some of the CEO Block guys on the show and sort of discuss their ideas for how they're going to go about battling these short sellers. I mean, a lot of them are enlisting these law firms and they're suing. I haven't really seen the named parties yet in a lot of these lawsuits. They've said, a lot of them said we're investigating a potential lawsuit, but they haven't named the parties yet that they would be suing. So I think they're identifying the specific short sellers that they're going to punish for this. And that's what they're getting to the bottom of. But it appears that a lot of these groups are hiring former FBI, former SEC, former FINRA, former FTC, former Treasury people, and they're getting these experts in there whose job it is to like enforce this stuff, or job had been to enforce this stuff, to be sort of give them like an inside scoop, like a little, hey, you know what I mean? And I think that's a really good strategy. Yeah. Dan Sanchez, hey bud. Wouldn't it be easier if Torch just sold the assets? If we have fakes, shorts still have to pay out the divvy. Yeah, I mean they could sell the assets. The problem is that um, if the shares are going to trade some more, they can't strike a deal for those assets. So they're kind of in a weird limbo at the moment, waiting for these lawsuits to resolve before they can go forward with selling what they need to sell. So um, it puts everybody in a weird spot that all these shorts exist. Now, if they do sell the assets, there's going to be a hell of a PIL that the shorts will be responsible for, to the tune of billions that they don't have. And either way, the shorts are screwed, and that's where it is. And they're trying desperately to keep themselves from being screwed however they can. Dr. Spurgeon, the Sturgeon Surgeon, what's your next food adventure? I enjoyed Hot Pockets and White Castle episodes. I mean, so far it's only been New Year's Eve when I celebrated New Year's with you folks doing food experiments. I haven't thought of what the next one will be. That's a year ahead of time, right? I mean, honestly, I don't necessarily know what food I haven't been exposed to because I might not know about it. I guess I could waltz down the frozen aisle and be like, I've never had one of those before. I guess I never had that. Uh, Tostino's pizza. Have I had Tostino's pizza? Is it a different kind of pizza than like just regular frozen pizza? Because I've had frozen pizza, but is a Tostino's one like different somehow? That I would be like, oh, whoa, what is this? Or is it just another frozen pizza? It's a $1 pizza. That's a cheap pizza. Okay. Cheshire K will BBBY spin off like MTLP where shorts must close. Monkey butt needs a blankie. Thanks. Do you need a blankie? Normally she gets up and just stares at me when she wants it. Right now she seems to be totally fine. Totally fine. She'll stare at me when she needs her blanket. I enjoy it when I see in the corner here, and she just gets up and she goes until I turn around and throw a blanket over her. Oh, okay. Justin Whaler, Houston, have you heard anything about brokers not registering in book entry form and say the AST will be mailing certificates? Every broker has said something differently. A lot of them say, oh, we're just waiting for AST to deliver certificates. And you talk to AST and they say, well, deliver them to DTCC. And you talk to the DTC and they say, oh, we've delivered them. And you talk to the broker and say, oh, we're waiting for the DTC. And then you say the DTC has said they delivered them. They go, oh, yeah, we got them delivered. They're in your account. You say, oh, what's this in my account? It's not an expert share. They go, oh, actually, it's a placeholder for an expert share. But if you want to transfer, it's going to cost you this much money. Then you say in the S1, it's not supposed to cost any money to do the transfer. And AST says it doesn't cost any money to do the transfer. And they go, oh, we'll transfer for free. You say, okay, cool. They transfer them. And they go, it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks to transfer. And then they say they transferred it. And you call AST and they say, actually, they didn't send us any shares. They sent us warrants. And those are not shares. So it's a big cluster all the way around for this. They don't know how to give people their shares because of too many people. It's like, it's like Jesus and the fish, right? He's got 5 loaves of bread and 7 fish or whatever, and he's got to feed a crowd of 3,000. And how does he magically feed this crowd of 3,000? He uses his magic powers to make more bread and fish, and is able to extend it that way, as the story goes. In this case, they made a whole bunch of fake shares, and now the real shares came along and they went, oh no, we can't make fake ones of these. How are we going to distribute all this? We've got a crowd of 3,000. We got to feed with 5 shares, and those 5 shares can go to 5 people, but then we've got 2,995 people who who are going to murder us for not giving them their shares. It's a mess. It's a mess. BTW brand, all the court cases are locked behind that filing system they use, and you can rack up a bill just looking through it. It's crazy. And you don't know necessarily if the case is something you want to look at, right? Like, I don't know if this is one that pertains to me, but you got to pay them anyway to see if it's a case that'll pertain to you. It's stupid. I would rather have my tax dollars be used to have all this stuff just open sourced. Just as long anyone can look it up, and you can just hit print and print it. Why can't my tax dollars just pay for that server to exist and to be accessed on the internet? I don't understand. Like, the chump change they probably rake in for people paying for access to these things probably is not worth it. There's more trouble than it's worth. It's like, they discovered that they lose like $100 million a year, people jumping the turnstiles at the subway, right? And then they spend like $250 million a year prosecuting those people. It's silly. My college did the same thing. University of Hawaii Hilo there's no public transportation in Hilo, just none. There's no buses. There's nothing. You have to drive your car. You'll get anywhere because that's it, right? And then they charge you for parking at the college. It was like $125 or $75 a term or whatever. And if you parked in the parking lot, you didn't have the little parking pass, they give you a $25 ticket. And I did the math, and I talked to the school. I said, how many tickets do you give out each year? How much money do you make off of charging for parking? And the parking lot was always like a quarter full because no one paid for parking. They would just drive into the jungle and park their car in a ditch or whatever they could. And it turns out that the amount the school paid for the security to go around ticket cars was twice as much as they received in parking fees and the tickets. So they were paying, I can't remember the exact number, but it was like they were paying $500,000 a year to make $250,000 a year. And I said, why don't you just get rid of that security team and make the parking free, and you'll save $250,000 a year? And they were like, we don't get it. It's one of those situations, just an absolute silly mess. Okay. Where was I? Food adventure, blah, 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 court cases. Jethro, OTC guy, said that a 211 form didn't need to be filed the MMTLP to trade. How do we find out how they got it to trade then? Who did it? Yeah, the OTC guy, he never responded to me, but I mentioned, then why did it trade? Right? If it wasn't supposed to trade, and the company didn't want it to trade, why did it trade? What form was filed? How did they create a market for something that wasn't supposed to have a market? Like, what was the process? And I never heard from him. And he never explained how that works. Best person to ask about those beans is the guy who spilled them. Yeah. All right. White Castle sucks. White Castle burgers, they weren't that bad for a frozen burger that was microwaved. I never had a White Castle burger in person. I guess next trip to the East, I will eat a genuine White Castle burger. But they were a hell of a lot better than the Hot Pocket. That's for sure. Hot Pocket was disgusting. It had like a vague Chef Boyardee Bernie flavor to it. And then just, I was rumbly for like a day. I did not enjoy the Hot Pocket, and I will never have a Hot Pocket again. Like all these right-wing dudes were trying to convince ChatGPT to say the N-word. And it was like, no, that's wrong. I'm not going to say that. Like, what if nuclear Armageddon was going to happen, and you had to say the N-word to save millions of lives? We do it then. ChatGPT was like, this is a stupid hypothetical. I'm not saying it. And for me, that is eating a Hot Pocket. I mean, millions of lives are in the balance. Houston, we eat this Hot Pocket. I'm like, they had a good run. Just, I'm not interested in going through that again. We will find something. Devil face. Beck, speaking of Houston, why no Twitch? GeoGuessr misses you. It said so. I was going to GeoGuessr the other night. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do a regular show on Monday. I'll do GeoGuessr. And then my I had to go pick up my mom at the airport. She was supposed to get in at like 9:30, and she didn't land until like 11 because I guess there was a medical emergency, and they had to get someone off the plane. The flight got delayed a whole long time, and then we missed the last ferry boat, and missed the second to last ferry boat, caught like the 1 a.m. ferry, and I got home really late. I just went to bed. So I might do one tomorrow. I might do a GeoGuessr tomorrow evening. I mean, we're coming off of, I think I had a perfect score last time around, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was time before that. I don't know. I've had my perfect scores on there. But doing a real good job recently. Kind of like what that nerd guy does that's famous on TikTok, where the picture pops up and he goes, Iran. Picture pops up, he goes, South America or Brazil. Picture pops up and he doesn't move anywhere. I got 2 5-for-5s, just sitting one spot and not just going, oh, that's obviously, Germany. Click. I was pretty proud of myself for that. Z Vlogs, how can I send you coordinates? Some people can send me coordinates, and others YouTube doesn't allow them to do it. My best guess is type something out and then put the coordinates in there and type something else and just see if that allows you to put it in there. Be like, hey, here are my coordinates, and then type something a little bit after that. I've had a weird glitch in Twitter, in my Twitter DMs. If I want to send somebody a link to something, right? I can't just send the link, like copy, paste, link, send. It goes, I'm not going to send that. And if I type the words like, hey, I'm sending you a link, put the link in there and try to send it, it'll send the words, but not the link. So what I have to do is I've got to type the words, hey, I'm sending a link, put the link in that text, and then type something else after it, and then it will send the link to people. It is lame. It is such a stupid. Oh, speaking of stupid crap today, in Twitter. So Twitter's big grand plan was they were going to start charging for access to the API, which is this giant essential database that they have. And a lot of like little bot accounts use it because they might try to, you can put a query in there and say, hey, pictures of goldfish. And there could be an account that's like, I love goldfish, and just post pictures of goldfish that it finds on the internet, right? But a lot of bots, other nefarious bots, use it to kind of target people and to do things. And so Elon is like, I'm going to charge $1,000 a month to access the API, which killed all the fun bots for sure. But all the terrible bots still have access to the API because they get paid money to be horrible, and so they gladly pay $1,000, so they're fine. And so they said by today, the 7th, we're going to shut off access to the API to anyone who doesn't pay. Without realizing that same API is used by every other Twitter user's account when they post tweets, responses, or send DMs. And so all of a sudden, everyone on Twitter couldn't use Twitter anymore. Oops. And then they got people tweeting again, and then for another hour, DMs didn't work. But then you can no longer follow people, and you can no longer about every 20 minutes, your notifications stop working for 5 or 10 minutes, and they come back again. It's just like so dumb. It's so stupid. Elon was CEO at PayPal very briefly. And then they fired him as CEO at PayPal for 2 reasons. And these are direct quotes: for compounding problems with the website and having no business plan. And it really just shows that in the 20 years since then that there has been no growth in his CEO-ness when it comes to an online tech company. Yeah, definitely what happens when you fire 75% of your workforce. Yep. The problem was the guy was like, yeah, you shouldn't do that because the API is tied to everyone else's accounts, so don't. And but he fired that guy, and that guy's at home eating some cheese puffs right now, going, idiot. Okay. Meow meow. Houston, I acknowledge in all probability that the moon landings were completely fake. No. I will not do that. I will not do that, meow meow. The moon landings happened. They're very real. And I've seen moon rock. I haven't been able to touch moon rock because if I tried to touch it, some guy with a machine gun would have shot me. But I've seen it. David Rodiger, Weebold told me the other day when I asked for an update, shares held in street name at Apex currently a placeholder because Apex has only one certificate for all the shares on Webull. Oh man, that is just like it's kind of brilliant when you think about it that they sent out these bulk certificates. Just like, oh yeah, well, you got one certificate represents 5 million shares or whatever, and uh, because if they did it that way, there's no way for anyone to accurately and adequately send their shares to AST. It's kind of brilliant because if you had sent 5 million individual certificates, then they could just bundle up and send for everybody who wanted them registered, and they haven't been able to bundle up and send that stuff. It's kind of awesome. I think that was the next level, and whether they did it intentionally or just by accident. I think it's a great way to show just how screwed everybody is by this canceling the trading thing. Um, yeah, interesting. Okay. Daphne Houston, can you share your honest opinion at this point? How do you feel MMTLP will be resolved? I mean, there's the two ways. The two ways it gets resolved. One is this takes forever and they end up selling the assets to somebody and there's a big cash check coming. They just divvy it out, done, and all of your shares that you had turn into cash, and that's that. And all the short hedge funds have to do payments in lieu of the same amount to whatever counterfeit they created as a placeholder. Or two, these lawsuits are successful. They cave. They do 2 more days of trading of the MMTLP ticker to close out as many shares as possible, and then everyone who wants it gets their shares, and that's over. Those are the only 2 ways it could be done. I don't see how else. I'm sure there could be like a SEC and the FTC can step in and do some sort of negotiation, and say, okay, this is gonna be a price. You can either accept it or don't, and there you go. But for the most part, I think one of those first 2 options is how it gets resolved. This exactly. Hey, I found you. I found you, Lucy. Okay. Cabo, has anyone confirmed they have their shares at AST yet, especially with overseas brokers who supposedly sent their clients shares early? There's been a couple who've confirmed they have their shares. And then there's been a whole bunch who have tried and can't, or warrants got sent to AST instead of shares. And AST is like, these aren't shares, these are just warrants for shares, which I think is a way that these guys are trying to get around it because they got this one giant certificate, right? You got one sheet of paper to Fidelity that says this represents 20 million shares, and they go, "Oh shit," right? So they make a warrant, which is not what Fidelity should be doing because a warrant should be produced by the issuer, which would be NextBridge. They produce some sort of weird warrant, a counterfeit warrant, I guess, and then they send that to AST saying this represents the shares, and AST goes, "No, it doesn't." So that seems to be what's happening. Lucy doesn't have her shares yet either. Yeah, no one has their shares. I mean, if I look right now, I bet I still got a placeholder in there. I haven't looked in a few days. Let's just see. Okay, I don't care about updates. Yep, put my biometric in there. All right. Man, Fidelity is so slow. Okay, click on that account. Yep, still just a QSIP number. That's what I have. So Fidelity, I've got 78699D491. I still don't have the shares. It doesn't even say NextBridge. It's nothing. If I click on it, I get error. Oops, you guys can't. Why don't you let me have night mode so people can see things? Can I do night mode in here? General settings. How about there? Best trades. Theme. There we go. Oh, they do have dark mode. Oh, how wonderful. Okay. So, click on my account. And I click on this, and it says error. Cannot. No symbol not found. Just random numbers. So stupid. So stupid. Okay. Justin Whaler initiated a transfer of a portion for Webull. Still nothing happening. I think that's just the way it is. They'll be like, oh, it's be 6 to 8 weeks, and they're hoping that like 6 to 8 weeks something gets resolved. But that was like 4 weeks ago, so we'll see where it goes from here. BW Brand's got some spots. Okay, Street View, please. This looks like where, that far east? We must be in pretty far south. Where are we? 335? Was that like Thailand maybe? Okay, Google Earth. Scene. Nope. Google Earth. There we go. All right. Oh, Japan. All right, we're in Japan. Gotta go Street View. A little further north. Okay, we have, looks like a ruin. These like old reactors or something. What are these? Street View. Go to Street View. Should I go inside? That did not help me. It did not help me at all. That just exit ground level. Put me inside, man. Put me next to it. Go next to it. Bam. ¿Por qué? Why no worky? Why Street View not Street Viewing? Come on, man. You say there's little spots there. Say there's some pictures. You say. Boom. Oh, you son bitch. Why not? Why? Okay. We do have some photographs, so let's look at a photograph here. That's a bridge. That doesn't help me at all. How about you? That is, looks like a ruin. You guys can't see because you see a big white square. This looks like old mine or something. Google Earth. Images may be subject to copyright. Nara Dreamland, Nara, Japan. So this looks like an abandoned amusement park? Nara Dreamland. Theme park, Nara, Japan. Okay. At least we can see this. Okay. Nara Dreamland was a theme park near Nara, Japan, heavily inspired by Disneyland, California. It was in continuous operation for 45 years from 1961 until its closing in 2006 as a result of failing attendance. The park was left abandoned until it was demolished between October 2016 and December 2017. So there's their castle, and they've got a little beef eater there. And a naked lady. There's some boobies. Right on. Oh, it's very Disney-esque. It's got a little church. Yeah, it looks like a little European town. So park owners fell behind property taxes and then got closed. Okay. Well, why can't I see this? I want to go to these two things. I want to see them and let me see where I am. Please, let me go right there. I want to know what it looks like. I want to know what I'm looking at. Why won't you let me? Why? So frustrating. Can I go inside these ones? Oh, you bastards. Man, BW brand, not working. Okay, what we got? Meow meow. Did you stop sending the alert a half hour before your shows? I don't get the notification like I used to. Um, I sent, I did Twitter. I sent out on Twitter. I posted it. It was about 25 minutes before my shows it's not that I send out the alert. It's that I set up the show. And there's a time that I can click for when I'm going to go live. And I think Twitter automatically sends out the alert, but I don't know how to send out the alert otherwise. And then about what 30 minutes into the show, OBS crashed, and I had to. So this is part 2 of today's show. I don't know what's going on. MMTLP, my shorts. Happy birthday, big guy. What is your most embarrassing moment? It takes a lot to get me embarrassed. Even then, it's usually pretty funny. I told the story about machine gunning bananas before. That one was pretty awesome. Let's see here. Oh, you're sighing preemptively? Is that what you're doing? Okay. What's the most embarrassing moment? Most embarrassing moment. Most embarrassing moment. Most embarrassing moment. Here's the. It's really hard for me. I don't really get embarrassed. Dude, I'm gonna think about that one. MMTLP my shorts. Like I think back to like childhood. So like people in my family, not really drinkers. There's a bad history of it. People don't really drink. The ones that do have problems. So like my parents don't drink. I don't drink. Whatever. But I remember my mom had to go to the Bainbridge Vineyards old vineyard, and to go there for some reason. I don't know if she was buying a gift or had to get cooking wine or something. But I wasn't allowed inside because you had to be 21 to go inside the Bainbridge Vineyards wine selling place. And I was a little kid, so I was standing outside. It's kind of an old building with like old west porch out front. It's kind of level with the dirt parking lot. I'm standing out there. I'm like, oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom. It's really bad. I gotta go piss. I hope my mom comes out soon because I really have to go pee. But I can't go inside because I can't use the restroom because I'm not 21. And I might get in trouble if I like just drop trout and pee in the bushes over there. So I'm trying to hold it. 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 I'm just, oh my God, it's so painful. I'm doing the pee dance. I'm dancing. I'm like, come on, mom, come on. You gotta come soon. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna hold it much longer. And I don't remember how long it was, but it was definitely too long that she was inside, probably just shooting the shit with whoever's in there, talking about their families and kids and what they're doing now and whatever. And I straight up just pissed myself. Little 5-year-old Houston just couldn't hold it anymore, doing the pee dance, and I just pissed all over myself. And my mom comes out, and I'm just a mess. And she goes, "What the hell? Why didn't you come in and say, ask to use the bathroom?" I'm like, "Because I'm all out inside. I'm not 21. She's like, "Oh, yeah. Well, why don't you just go in the bushes?" I'm like, "That's rude. Why would I?" Like, she's like, "Oh, well, I guess you just be covered in piss." So, that was pretty embarrassing. Anything else? I don't know. I'll think of some others. Okay. Herman Hartner. Half my MMTLP sit in TDA. The others are supposed to be being transferred to AST for a 1-for-1 with a deadline of February 17th for completion of the process, leaving myself open for a payday either way. Hey, there you go. Herman, get back to us on the 17th. When's the 17th? Like Friday next week? 17th is Friday next week. So Friday next week, I want you to check in and see if it actually transferred and went through. I would love to see. And if you call AST to make sure it went through, see if they sent real shares or if they sent warrants. I would love to know. Let me know. All of you who are transferring, let me know if and when it goes through, and if you can verify if they actually sent shares or if they sent warrants. That would be stupendous. It'd be like an informal. Maybe even one other person gets a warrant, then they're screwing up, man. What do we think of Kevin Durant's trade? Kevin Durant got traded? Where's he going? Where's he going? Oh, the sun's got him. Well, okay. Well, I mean, he's probably stoked about that. So the Suns have a good team. Um, yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I don't pay as much attention to the basketball as I did in the past. Simply because the Sonics left and took Kevin Durant from us. Um, and just this is no longer the hometown team. I don't pay as much attention as I used to. So I do appreciate that when he was in Oklahoma, he would still wear like Seattle Supersonics hats when doing interviews. That's kind of like a screw you. I don't want to be in Oklahoma. I like Seattle more. Okay. Miss Missy, yesterday all my shopping sites were down, sick and no shopping, insult to injury. So still feeling pretty there, Miss Missy. Hope you're feeling better. The internet's been really weird all over the place. Like uh it's down in a huge chunk of Australia right now. So any of the Aussies, are there any Aussies in here that can manage to get on the internet and say hello? I doubt it. Apparently there's a lot of them that don't have any access to internet at the moment. uh, B2B brand, literally the number of people who have managed to transfer could fit on a real world bus. Yep. I think like we could have a phone call with them and pretty much cover what they've been up to recently pretty easily. Gabby lip herps. Uh, that your last name is lip herps. Fidelity just flat out canceled my transfer twice already. Lip herps. So, 2012, I fly a bunch of my friends out from Hawaii, and we go mining. We head out. And I take them out into the Rockies. We go all over Wyoming and Colorado. We're digging specifically for diamonds on my diamond claim for weeks. We're just digging diamonds and digging diamonds and digging diamonds. We got like 80 carats of diamonds. It was great. And then I just get them pretty much drunk the entire time. Like, hey, I paid for your tickets. I'm buying all your food and all your booze, and you guys can just be my little slaves for a couple weeks while I dig diamonds. They're like, cool. And we go camping and we bro out and have a great time. Uh, for the final week while we're out adventuring, we go to Sturgis, where my friend has runs a lodge for a family, and at Sturgis, the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Those of you who've never been and don't know what the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally is, about 750,000 partygoers clad in leather and motorcycles descend upon Sturgis, South Dakota, and party. We're talking, you know, Alice Cooper and Aerosmith and Pearl Jam and all sorts of bands are playing, and there's rock and roll, and the world's largest bars, like literally the largest bars in the entire world, are in this town. And when I say largest bar, I mean you walk into the bar, and each bar will have 100 bars inside the bar. The bar inside of a bar inside of a bar. It's crazy, and all the bartenders come from all over the country, just absolutely exquisitely beautiful, voluptuous, hot women, all in their early 20s, and they're all just cute, and they all wear like lingerie and bikinis and stuff, and they're serving shots and they're doing body shots, and they make a fortune. They're making like $10,000 a day for the 10 days that Sturgis is going on, and they go back to wherever they're from. So they make like $100,000, and they don't have to do anything for the rest of the year. They can just stay as hot ladies, and then do whatever it is the rest that they do. Uh, my friend Eric, the one I visit in Switzerland, Eric, he's a little tipsy. We're inside One Eye Jack's saloon, and there's a very cute young lady who is going around selling body shots. $30, buy a body shot, whatever. And when Eric on this trip got drunk, he had just recently watched Beetlejuice. And so when he would get drunk, he would start talking like Beetlejuice. You can eat that. Things like that. And 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 this young lady, adorable, cute young lady, walks up to Eric and she's like, "Would you like to do a body shot?" And Eric goes, he goes, points to her lips, says, "You got a little bit of herp right there." And she went, "Oh," and ran away. And he was like, "Did I just say that out loud?" Like, yes. You just told that young woman she had herpes on her lip in the Beetlejuice voice. And now she's never going to show her face again. Oh, I still good times. So anyway, lip herps. That reminded me of that moment. You didn't happen to sell body shots at Sturgis in 2012, did you? Lip herps. All right. Brrr. Oh, here you go. Zy Vlogs got it for me. All right, 20 North, 101 West. So this looks like 20 North, 101. Is that Mexico? Where are we going? Where are we going? We're gonna leave this place that I can't do. And it says Street View, so maybe Street View will work this time. We'll find out. Oh, wait, that's supposed to be a period, not a comma. I think that's the problem. Boom. Nope, does not like that. 07. Oh, I think that's supposed to be a period also. Nope. 38. Maybe I delete that. Nope, do not like that. Okay, what if I delete you and I delete that? I go like, nope. Oh, because maybe if I remove the seconds and I remove the minutes, maybe we'll like that. Sorry. Sometimes when the views get sent, it does not like how they are. Okay, 21, 101. I don't know. It's not working. Exit ground level. Let's see if we can get to 21,417 the hard way. Go across Pacific again. Leave Japan. Do. Fly across Pacific. Fly across Pacific. Fly across the Pacific. There we go. All right. We are in too far south. We need to be a little bit further north. 21. Where are we? It's 15, 19, 20. 21 and 101. 101. Bam. Okay. That's 21,047. 21 down. Oh, 21 somewhere in here. And 101 38. So gotta go this way. 22, 20, 38. Bam. Okay. Oops. So 2138.05. 2138.04. Okay. And 2104. 2104. 2104. A little further north. Little further north. There's 03. 04. Okay, 0417. 0418. So it must be somewhere at about here. 380. Somewhere 3805. So we're in here somewhere. Man, that's gonna be. Wait a minute. Oh, is this the one where the two guys get in a bike accident? That's somewhere in here. somewhere around here. I think I've got taken this one before. The two guys are coming kitty corner, and they're on the bicycles, and then they hit each other because they're looking at the Google car. I might have the wrong street. Let's see if it's back here. There's one bicycle person. There's another bicycle person. Maybe down here. We go the straight. Let's see if it's these bicycles. There's a bicycle person. Bicycle person. No, bicycle not coming. Oh man, where's it gonna be? We in the right street? Oh, brother. Okay, we're at 0413. We need 0417. I'm going the wrong direction. I need to be further north. Exit street. Might be on the street. 041617. So maybe here? There's a street. There's some people. No, it's not the accident one. I know it's got to be there. Shoot. Because it's not letting me do these coordinates here. That period, that there, that 35, 4, 0, oh, maybe if I do that, will I like it? No. I'm sorry. I know which one you're trying to send me to. We've done it before, but it's not, the coordinates aren't working. Sorry, Zyvlogs. Daphne, was MMTLP finally deleted by FINRA today? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. TKK, good morning from Denmark. Hello, Denmark. I hope everything's well over there. Roysport 67. How long do you think it will be before MMTLP makes a sale of their assets? I mean, I would have thought it would have been a year and a half ago. Right now, not a clue. Not just zero clue. I don't know what the process is to try and find a buyer for oil fields like that. Do you just do you find a broker? Say, hey, can you put my oil fields up for sale? And the broker goes, yes, I'll list it at oilfields.com. Do you make an announcement into an oil field publication? Do you cold call Phillips Conoco and say, hey, buy this? And they go, buy what? Honestly, I don't know the process. I'm sure there's brokers out there who specialize in those things. It's not me, though. Ben Lilo found it funny, turned on my stock lending on Webull, and you guessed it, they somehow managed to loan my shares and said Apex has the power to do that. Yeah. And who are they loaning them to? Like, nothing's being sold because there's no market. So why would you borrow those shares if there's no market to sell them? Makes no sense to me. Unless they're facing all sorts of weird things because they're T35s and well, at least we'll have some shares we can put in there and then just pay interest on it. It's weird. It's very weird. Did you Brand, you hear LeBron got the record for scoring? Yeah, I saw a crazy stat that showed the different scorings between the two and LeBron had 6,000 points for 3-pointers, but what's his butt? Only had 1 3-pointer his entire career because he spent the first 15 years of his career with no 3-point line. Just crazy, man. 1 3-pointer versus 6,000 points. So I guess it would be 2,000 3-pointers. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, Jabbar, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It gets late. My brain loses words. You guys know that. All of a sudden the name escapes my head once we get to 11 o'clock at night. Fantastic Jess. The Sonics leaving for Oklahoma City was such a travesty. It was such a travesty. And the fact that Howard Schultz thinks he can like run for president and people are going to forgive him for what he did to the Sonics. Howard Schultz was like, I'm going to sell the Sonics because I don't know how to run a basketball team. And then he finds a group of oil men from Oklahoma, and he's like, if I sell this to you, you have to promise you're not going to move to Oklahoma. And they're like, no. And he sold it to him. And then they moved the team to Oklahoma. Absolutely just silly. Silly, 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 silly. Super Bowl predictions. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. Simply because the Eagles have managed to dominate, and Kansas City has, Bengals came close, man. That was a pretty poorly officiated game. It shows that they're susceptible. So I'm gonna go Eagles. I'll say 31-21. How about that? Eagles. 31-21. I don't think it's going to be too much of a shooter show. I think defense is going to play strong. 31-21 Eagles. There's my out of the butt prediction. Does that work for you, MMTLP? Houston, thoughts and evaluation on GTII. I don't have any thoughts or evaluation of GTII. Like, is one stock people are talking about that I've done no studying on whatsoever. They pumped, they've dumped, they pumped again. Let's see where they are right now. Bam. Turn off the Google Earth. Oops, got to turn on the Chrome. Crap, where'd Chrome go? Dang it. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay, so in October is when they had their big climb, right? They were down the cents range. They flew to what, $7? Where'd they peak? Come on, show me. Pixels. 531. Next one, 688. So almost $7. Crashed immediately down to like $2. Bounced back up to 5. Crashed back down to the cents. Rose again. Crashed again. Rose again. Are in the process of crashing again. If you look at these peaks, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. They are spaced out about once every. Let's see, that was October 3rd, and then October 26th. So we went about 3 weeks. Then we had another little peak November 11th, about 3 weeks later. We had another little peak November 30th, about 3 weeks later. We had another peak. December 20th, almost a month later. We have another peak now, February 2nd, so about 6 weeks later. So we went from 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks to 6 weeks, 6 weeks. Interesting. It seems to really just rocket up and down quite a bit. My guess is, if you look at this pattern, and I'm not a TA guy, but look at this pattern and you can say, okay, buy some puts, it drops down, buy some calls, it'll go back up. And then when it goes back up, it goes up pretty fast. It's a pretty steep curve. It starts really going up. Let's see here, December 16th to, takes about a week to the 23rd. So that's about a week. And then from here, January 26th to the 2nd, that's 6 days. It's about a week. So when it feels like it's bottoming out, sell those puts, buy some calls, and it looks like it will go up 100% again. So seems to be a good way to make off of that. But beyond that, I don't know enough about them as a company or anything else to tell you what's going on. So last month, up 116%. Was up more than that previously. So, yeah. I know Lou was really into it, and I just don't trust Lou as a human being. So I just sort of ignored it for a while. But that's That's what I say. Okay. Hi, Roller. What I miss? Oh, so much. You missed me trying to get Street View in Japan for 10 minutes and it didn't work. So here we are. Larry Kiefer, Houston. Joe Renison, New York Times, may be available to talk tomorrow, a.m. Eastern Time. How do I get your number to him? Well, shit. Message me. I don't know if I'll be available morning tomorrow. That's like freakishly early. That's like now. Morning Eastern Time is now. Have him send me a DM and we can arrange something. We'll figure out. That's probably the best way. Or send me a DM on Twitter. Have him contact me on Twitter. That's probably the best way to do that. But yeah, let's talk. I talked to the CNN people. They said they were going to do an article, and then they never did an article. So I mean, I'll talk to whoever. Hopefully, someone will talk about this stuff. Houston, to use the Google Earth program or the browser? I use the program. Sometimes that works. I can try the browser. Maybe that will do. Or Google Earth. Let's try the browser and see if we can do Street View with it this way. So what was that thing you want to send me to? 135 East. Not that one. Not that one. There it is. Okay. So here we are in the browser. Woo! Shablink. Zooming in. It's a little herky-jerky in the browser. All right. We're above it. We're above Nara Dreamland. We are spinning. Okay. Can I close you? I'm going to close you. I'm going to Street View. Drop this little dude right down there. No Street View data is available, but you said there was. Is a little dude right there. No Street View data available. All right, what if I go right there? No Street View data available. It is not liking Street View of the Nara Dreamland. No Street View data available. I don't know, dude. What if I do this? Make the circles bigger? Look at all these little circles that are there. Drop the guy. Oh, wait. Drop the guy. Is it dropping it? Is it just sort of making me a little bit closer? How about if I put him right there? No view, no data available. No data available. Yeah, it ain't working. It's not liking this. Maybe it's a problem with the servers. The servers are just freaking out. I don't know. Not working. Not working. Oh well. Such is life. Meow meow. Public service announcement. Everyone must needs to listen to the music of the Cigarettes After Sex. I've never heard them. Maybe I'll pop them in the next time I listen to music. Houston, my YouTube has been flooded with videos of Chinese diesel heaters. Is this a new fad I'm not aware of? I mean, were you searching for something in particular? During COVID, my business partner and I, we developed and patented a system for making biodegradable plastics that do what's called melt-blown fibers, which is the fibers you find in like face masks, and they can filter and do all sorts of things. And we're like, hey, this is a $1 billion idea because all these masks are getting used and thrown away, and they can be used in diapers. It can be used in like transdermal patches for medicine. It can be used in sanitary napkins for women, medical gowns, all sorts of things. We're like, oh, we're trying to find money, trying to find venture capital people. Nothing was working. But as a result of trying to figure out a way to fund our own melt-blown fiber machine, like, hey, how do we get one of these things from China that do melt-blown fiber? Because they're like millions of dollars. For the next like 6 months, every single advertisement I would get on the internet was for like in Chinese for some melt-blown fiber machine, showing like I'll put the pellets in here and it warms and it sprays all the stuff around and the fiber gets made and put into rolls and just went on and on and on and on and on, man. Just so my guess is you probably accidentally searched for a Chinese diesel heater and now you're stuck, or looked at one on Alibaba or something, and now you're stuck with Chinese diesel heaters for the rest of your life. Okay. Aaron Silence in Houston, what do you think of GNS short squeeze, GNS special dividend vote on shareholders on February 15th? Fantastic. The spinoff is going to be in a blockchain exchange, which is going to make it be impossible for shorts to provide. It'll be non-fungible. I'm all for it. I don't really, whatever their business plan and action may be, what they're doing is specifically targeted to hurt shorts, then I'm okay with that. Yeah, so it works for me. Am I an hour behind in chat? No, I'm only 11 minutes behind in chat because the show got started weird. The other show died because OBS crashed and then I had to start all over again. SS Minnow Johnson, interesting. Both Kareem and Shaq had only one 3-pointer in their careers. I watch Shaq's 3-point shot sometimes. I imagine him shooting a 3-pointer the way he shot a free throw, which was with this, like, he'd push the ball at the basket, which there's no arc to it whatsoever. He was such a terrible free throw shooter. It was phenomenal. Like, why could he shoot from the field with his wrist, but he couldn't do so when it was a free throw? It's because he was like eye level of the basket. He's just like, oh, I just need to like reach over and just drop this thing in there. Such a weird thing. You ever want to, kids, if you're a basketball player and you want to know how not to shoot a free throw, just watch Shaq shooting a free throw. It was a crapshoot. It was really like flip a coin if it was going to go in or not. Bithead occupier VWAP Pontiff. Nothing to say here. Here's some donation. Well, thank you. Thank you. Monkey Butt, want to lick your hoo-ha on international streamcast for me? There, good job. Get in there. Make sure you get it all. That's just, yep, go to town. Get it. Yep. You're just really just dedicated. So dedicated. Yes. Everybody's watching you do that. Are you embarrassed yet? Yeah? Oh, should have done that, huh? Yep. She just... all the good bits are down there, I guess. All right. Really good compilations of his attempts. I'm going to have to watch that. Just want to get one. What? All right, just guessing. What do you think Shaq's 3-point field goal percentage was? He got that one in his career. How many times did he try? Oh, I got to look this up. How many times did Shaq attempt 3 points? 22 times. Attempted 22 3-pointers. Oh, goodness. 3-point attempts, 2, 2, 2, 5. So 1 for 22. 1 for 22. That's going to be about 5% success, right? Whoops. Oh, calculator not. Okay. 1 divided by 22. 4.5% success rate. 4.5% success rate. Just absolutely heinous. Absolutely. 4.5% success rate. That is remarkable. Way to go, Shaq. Way to go, big man. Hey, probably made that one. He's like, I'm done. Not trying anymore. Because you know what they say, don't ever leave a stat column empty. If you're a pitcher, you still want to walk people to make them think they can get walked. You still want to bean someone every once in a while. You just got to make sure you can't leave any of those stats empty. Bithead occupier of VWAP Pontiff. Okay. Your show is interesting, and the dog is a good dog. Happy? I am happy. You're a good dog. You are a good dog, Monkey. Even though you're bored out of your mind. What's funny is she sits here, she's like bored out of her mind. But every morning she gets up, she's like, oh, are we going to the office? You go sit in there? I'm like, We were just sitting in bed. Why would we go to the office today? She's like, oh, I want to go in the office and sit in the office. All right, dog. And then she gets here. She's like, ugh, why are we here? This is so stupid. And if I try to leave, she's like, why are we leaving? Dog. You dog. DTC files immediately effective rule change to amend the clearing risk management framework with the 12 pages explaining the changes in detail redacted completely. Yeah, that was a weird thing that popped up, huh? So the DTC, is filing this new rule, which the rules are supposed to be open to the public and subject to comments that's required of them by Congress for their role. And they redacted the sucker completely. Just blank pages. You can't see it at all. And so we have no idea what changes they're making and how they are doing the risk management. None whatsoever. Absolute weirdness. SS Minnow Johnson regarding GTII. This is my largest OTC holding. William Ferrand is our guru on this. He makes a YouTube appearance around 4 p.m. Eastern and also live streams at marketplace corruption protests. Okay, good to know. What's his name? William Ferrand. William Ferrand. Okay. Boom. William Ferrand. Danzo Strive question. Rosa said her filing FINRA has synthetic shorts. Can you find that on the FINRA site for me? I can't. I mean, we can look and see if she put it in here. Did she list it? Gotta go up. Okay, there's that. Positions, Twitter, that's Cromwell. That's the case number of that. That case number. Okay. Chicago bound for Chicago. It's not there. Don't know if there's a link to it here. Inner site, default files, financial report. Maybe here? Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I didn't turn that on. Okay. Financial report. Adobe. Social sign and not supported? What? What does that even mean? Did my password? What? I gotta check my email. Put in my special code. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, 1 sec. Adobe's being a dick. Adobe verification code. Okay. Click. 257958. Are you happy, Adobe? Oh my gosh. Oh, can't use the old password? You dick. Okay. That one worked. I have like a dozen passwords to keep in my brain, and then all right. Let's see, that one worked. Update. Okay, continue. Show me my stupid. There we go. Okay. Financial report. Does it show any holdings of what they have? Financial report, not showing that. Summary operations, operating revenue, blah, blah, blah. Net income, expenses by type, management, blah, blah, blah. Show me your holdings. Operations, management report operations, exposures, liquidity, blah, blah, blah. Audit committee, audit. Okay, that's how much people are making. Assets, current assets, blah, blah, blah. Fixed income fair value, not showing the particular assets. These are consolidated balance sheets. Revenues, net income, consolidated statements, cash flow. That's not showing particular specific investments. Excuse me. Summary. I doubt this is going to have particular assets. This might not be the one. So, abilities, blah, blah, blah. Employee benefits. Nope, this is not going to be the one. Maybe in CO salary dips. Okay, that's not that. It's not in those two. FINRA daily list deletions. Okay, that's the deletions. FINRA org daily list user guide security deleted from OTC. That's not having to do with that. Default files. What's this one? Oh, this is the corporate action. Oh, uniform practice. Okay. Announcement extiv dates. Let's just explain extiv dates. That's not what we're looking for. In there, she doesn't have that part. Are you talking about when the OTC guy, Cromwell Colson, talked about the shorts? That might be what you're referring to, because I don't think in here she talked about FINRA specifically having naked shorts, but that there's probably a conflict of interest in that they are a market participant as well as a market regulator. Okay, there you go. Okay. Dang, he's gonna know him. I don't know a lot of things. so oh, BS will be there. There we go. Marius is here. He's our savior who cuts the show into digestible bites for people. He's my hero. What's funny is that for like a year and a half, people were like, "Why don't you have clips? Why don't you make clips? What's with you? Why don't you have clips?" I'm like, I don't have the time to go through and or skill to clip all this stuff. And Marius jumped in as my hero back in December and started cutting the show up, posting clips. And then people were like, "Why are you posting clips all of a sudden? What's wrong with you?" You can't win, man. No matter what you do, you just can't win. They're gonna complain you don't have clips, or when you do have clips, they're like, "Why making clips? What's wrong with you?" Man, I don't know. What did you do? You're gonna, no matter what you do, you're gonna get yelled at for people. Yeah, clipping Houston is definitely a job. It is. Marius wants me to drink my water more often between topics so that he can have a moment to figure out where to make a clip. So there we go. There's a water drink just for Marius. Danzo Strife first memorandum of support filing by Roza. Page 3 has a number. Total shares in excess of 200 million. Yes, we know that. Simply because that is from FINRA's own page about the short interest percentage, which was at like 29% or something. So you take the 165 million you have, and then the 29% that they admitted to, and you have in excess of 200 million. That's where that came from. And we think it's much, much, much higher than that because just looking at FTD data, you're looking at hundreds of millions of shares. They're FTDs. Those FTDs get like disappeared via swaps and not actually being covered. So, yeah. Len Hernandez, I made it. Hi, Houston Monkey Button Chat. Hello, Len Hernandez. You only made it for another like 3 minutes, and then I'm done for the evening. I'm gonna go burn a bunch of Amazon boxes and have a midnight bonfire because that's what I like doing. Couldn't find that FINRA page. Let's see if we can find FINRA short interest. FINRA short interest. Treasury reporting. Here we go. So we can look for those the dates short interest where I want to know Victoria Filing Systems most recent. What is reporting? Take me right back here. That is not. Take me to the actual publications, man. Not the Notices. Notice. That's 2008. Last notice was done 2019. That's not what I want. I want to know short interest reporting. That's short interest filing instructions, short interest filing transfer, short interest filing customer service. Okay. SI percent MMTLP. Let's just see if we can do that. It's NASDAQ, discussion forum, short interest reporting. Okay, let's just continue right back to that page again. That's Twitter. That's not. Oh, this is eHor. This is S3, the guys who do short interest stuff. So this is from November this year. Had short interest. So this is November 23rd. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm looking at. Dang it. I forgot that part. It's eHor Duzaniski. He's from S3. He does short interest reports on things. This had it at 12.37% float, which 39 million shares. So if there's 165 million shares and there's 40 million reported, that puts it in excess of 200 million right there. And we know that it shorted more over the course of those last few weeks because the FTDs went through the roof. So definitely in excess of that. And this is just, and remember, the short interest is self-reported. So it's more than that. It's way more than that because you don't report naked shorts. You report the legit ones you borrow. And even then, you only report them once. So the way eHor and S3, those guys calculated this stuff. They changed it in October of 2020 in a really weird way. Basically, like you lent a share, right? It counts as, oh, it's a share that's shorted. It's a short share. If that share gets sold and perhaps be bought by somebody else and lent again, you delete the original lending, even though it's still a liability. And you only count the most recent one. And so before they would have short interest in like 100% on a lot of these companies. And when they changed it, all of a sudden it dropped down to like 10, 15% because the same share had been lent out like 4 or 5 times by institutions. And so they had 4 or 5 layers of liability. And for some reason, S3 changed the way they calculate that. And they only count one of those lendings. They don't count the other subsequent ones that happen when that share gets lent over and over and over. So we know that it's in excess of 200 million just right from there. And they didn't close. So yeah, there you go. Walt Chivaria. Hello, Houston. My question got lost with the interruption. I'll repeat it. Have you ever experienced the loss of a live stream? Yes. A couple of times, in fact. Yeah. Houston, did you go over Biden's opinion on stock buybacks? I did not. He wants to quadruple the tax on stock buybacks, which is only like 1%. So he'd be taxing 4% of the buybacks. I think it should be higher. But I think taxing buybacks should only happen when you eliminate naked shorting. Because some of these small cap companies, the only defense they have is these stock buybacks to keep their share price from being cratered. And I think if you remove the ability to do buybacks without ending naked shorting, then you just guarantee that the naked shorts can just naked short forever. But I think doing buybacks like Exxon or Chevron or whoever doing buybacks and Facebook, Meta, those guys doing $40 billion in buybacks when they only have $40 billion in cash on hand is just silly. Like, give a dividend. If you want your stock price to go up, pay higher dividends. It's not that hard, right? So, yeah, just pay dividends. Don't do stupid stock buybacks. Just pay your dividends to your shareholders, and your stock price will be high. Stock buybacks are very important for oil and gas companies. Yeah, they're doing $70 billion in buybacks for those oil and gas companies. Okay. Houston, have you had a chance to look at the membership thing yet? I have not. I was supposed to do that today, and then ended up going to help my mom and take a monkey butt on a walk. I was going to do that before my show, and I didn't do that. Okay, yeah. Marius is setting it up. He set up a structure for doing YouTube memberships because I'm really pathetic at all of this. My Patreon dwindled after my failed treasure hunt, and I'm really bad at being like, "Hey, sign up for the Patreon, like, subscribe, do all those things." I'm the world's worst marketer. I am absolutely terrible at marketing myself, and I require others to market for me. So yes, I will. I will. I need to look into that. I need to look into that. You've done hard work, and I need to look at it and see what it's all about. Yes. Okay. Um. All right. Anything else? The Patreon was way expensive. Well, Patreon, it looked like it was way expensive, but that was just the total amount that was being that people have been paying. The way Patreon set up was so stupid. I had no tiers. You could pay whatever you wanted to join Patreon, but people saw it as like, oh, there's $100 a month. That's why we expect to pay. No, that's just how much total people are paying in the Patreon. And Patreon needs to like do a better job with that graphic because they never set up tier structures. And yeah, no. Like the 258 was how much I was getting each month off Patreon. It was, I think, at the most at one point I had like $500 in Patreon subscribers when I was doing the treasure hunt, and then when the treasure hunt was a massive failure, most everyone went yoink and pulled theirs out, and I didn't. Trumpet source, Chat GPT. How do I improve my marketing game? Yeah. And I don't like other Patreons. They've got swag and stuff. They got T-shirts and tote bags and things. I don't have those things, so I was like, oh, if you feel like it, donate, and you'll get your clues for the treasure hunt a day ahead of everyone else. And I've had no good ideas since then. I'd love to do another treasure hunt, but I don't have anything to hide at the moment because I gave away everything I had that was of value, hoping that it would send my YouTube channel into like the millions of views per show, and I would make it back in a hurry. And then that didn't happen because someone really smart found my treasure way too fast. So I don't know. Maybe I'll hide that can of spam somewhere. You guys can find it. Okay. Daphne thought she's gonna splat half the funding. Yeah. Yeah, Daphne, 250 a month. Yeah. All right, Monkey Butt. Yeah, I'm gonna make Monkey Butt happy at the end of the show here. And I'm gonna go burn a bunch of boxes and sacrifice the Amazon gods. And oh yeah, that'll make Monkey Butt happy right there. That just got her attention and hurt, didn't it? You want this? Should I come get it? Gotta show everybody how good looking you are, and you gotta. Oh yeah, oh you gotta come get it. I'm gonna eat it. Nom 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 nom. Okay, there you go. And one more. She gets two for the winner. Close your stinky bag. Close your stinky bag. Okay. You want one more? One more? Okay, up on the bed. Yep, on the bed. On the bed. Sit down. You go down. You go down. You gotta go down. Oh, there we go. Up, down. There you go. Can you roll over? Oh, I feel like we're gonna fall off the thing. Okay, I'll make you roll over. Make you roll over and just fall off the bed. She'll never forgive me. Oh crap! Where'd my show go? Oh no! I just lost the show. I think. At least I just lost my chair. I moved my chair, and the armrest of the chair just closed my chat. Oh well, that's it for the show anyway. You folks have a great night. I will. You guys are still here. You're still here. It's just that I have in Chrome. I got to go to YouTube and I set up a show, and then I schedule it and bing, and it gives me like the live show thing. So when I load it up. I can see how it's going. It tells me my stream rate and everything. And I've got two chats. I have one on OBS and I got one on that one. And I just accidentally closed it with my stupid armrest for my chair, which I can pull up. You can see right there's my armrest. It hit the keyboard and closed that whole window. Oh well, whatever. Anyways, you guys have a great night. Send Roza a bunch of love for her new filing on Twitter, and I'll see you guys on Friday. I'll probably do a Twitch tomorrow night. Let's look for Twitch tomorrow night. Do some GeoGuessr if you want to do some late night twitching with me. Well, late night twitching. All right, cool. Use a Stream Deck. I have a Stream Deck and it stopped working. I have it right here, and all the buttons vanished, and I can't figure out how to get the buttons back. So I have a Stream Deck. It just stopped doing its thing. It's very warm. Stream Deck is very warm. So there it sits, and I've not figured out how to get it to do its thing again. I push buttons and stuff just doesn't seem to happen. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know, dude. Okay. Monkey? We're cool? Yeah? All right.